Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we have another one of those special tournaments going on, and that is for the Spider using only champions from the Demonspawn factions. I mean, we all know that there's plenty of good champions in there. However, they are not the best when it comes to turn meter manipulation, so that can make this be a little bit complicated. The top reward for this one, for the sake of the milestones, is a Void Shard, which is something that I'm always happy to go for if it's in a milestone reward. You know, Void Shard is extremely rare to go. I've explained like a while back. I was doing like a little bit of a test or checking myself how many Void Shards I can get, like from one 2x to the other, and it's like somewhere between 50 and 60 Void Shards, which is extremely rare. So I said, you know what, whenever I see something like this as a milestone reward, I'm always gonna grab it. I'm not gonna care about getting the first place or second or whatever, and you know, I'm just gonna do this one and then it is what it is, unless I want to do more points tomorrow, because this one goes on for today and tomorrow during the CVC. So if you're trying to get some points at the same time and combine with this one, I would suggest wait and do this only tomorrow. Do not start doing this today. Wait till tomorrow when the CVC pops, and then, you know, combine this with that, and you're gonna shoot, what's it called, what's the saying, shoot to two birds with one stone or something like that. Anyway, I've tested out a little bit of some teams, you know, and I'm going to just say, you know, I'm quite sure most people would try to go for stage 20. However, because of the reason that I said for the sake of Spider 25, I'm just going to show you the team that I have with the champions that I had available, and I kind of made it like a speed run, as the thumbnail says. I made it a speed run, and honestly, I guess I can call it a speed run because it's under 1 minute, you know, or it's like around 1 minute, and it's with just you know, Demonspawn. So it's, you know, let's just straight up look at it. Of course, it has a Cisia. So it has a Cisia because we all know Cisia is the best from the Demonspawn, or like from, I think even she's the best from everything, from every faction in the game when it comes to Spider, because she straight up explodes those HP bars, and that does massive damage. And before that, I used somebody for setup, and that's Acoth, which we all get from the, what's it called, from the Doom Tower if we just do the secret rooms. He's really good because he has the HP burn on a 3-turn cooldown. This one's 100% because obviously the chance increases the more enemies are there, and there's a ton of spider length. So that's mostly what I care about. And then I know this might look like, dude, come on, this is the only thing that I had for the sake of turn meter control. I'm using two allures. If I had the Skimfoss built, I might even drop both of the allures and just use Skimfoss for the sake of that. But you know what, let me just show you the run, and then I'm gonna show you what other options there are. Obviously, Acoth in here is for the sake of the freeze, which is really good. That it boosts our turn meter and heals us because of his passive as well. You know, his passive works with the HP burns and the freezes as well. So like the thing that I did is basically I just locked my allures skills. They just are doing their A1s, that's all. You know, I only need one of the A1s. You know, I'm not relying on all three of the hits landing on the main spider, because those are at random. I am aware of that. I'm only relying on one of them to land. So even if the spider gets a turn and kills my allures, normally we still come back to our HP burns with either Acoth or with Cisia. So, you know, it's not gonna be I didn't do like 1,000 runs to test it out. I'm not gonna say yes, it's 100% consistent, but it looks pretty damn close to that. Like, you know, I've done, I think, over 15-20 runs already to test it out. I'm not gonna do more because I want to do it tomorrow during the CVC as well. But like, it hasn't failed yet. Look at this, 52 seconds. It has failed before, but I've tweaked some stuff. I had her in a relentless set. I had some random other stuff on people. The only quick thing that I tweaked were some builds. So let me just show you the preset that I use for the sake of this team, and then I can show you their build. So basically, the preset that I use is Cisia. I made her open with a poison, with the HP burn explosion, and then focus the firestorm, which is this one that, you know, does HP burn. If she places it on everybody, she gets an extra turn and can come straight back to this one and explode it again. Acoth, I made prioritize the, 1 second, did I just use the wrong one? Oh yeah, I think I was using the wrong one the whole time. Honestly, I do not want to lock this one, because the way that I have my Acoth built is he is in a stun set. So, you know, if the freeze is not there, let me run it against him. It might be even better, or it might be worse because he might do too much damage. But the way that I run this team is Akoth is in a stun set, so, you know, because he has 2 AoEs, he has chances of stunning them in case they're not under the freeze. In case not under the freeze in there. One thing that you want to try and do is, if you're using the poison explosion with Sissia, try and have the same way that I have it, and have your Achak go before Sissia so that you freeze the spiderlings. Reason being, if you freeze the spiderlings and then the poison explosion comes, the spiderlings receive 25% less damage when they are frozen. That's extremely important because, you know, you do poison explosion, why do I keep saying poison explosion? Too much Theodore this weekend. You get HP burn explosion that goes twice, and Sissia also places decreased defense and weaken AoE when she does that. So you kill the spiderlings too fast. If that happens, you know, they don't burn, and then maybe the spider gets a turn and gets longer. But look at this again, under 1 minute 55 seconds. Works like a charm. Honestly, I'm quite sure it might even work without Sissia, but it would be longer and you would need more turn meter control. Like maybe I would have both of the allures and another skim foss, or I would have 2 skim fosses or something like that. That's one of the things that this faction lacks, and that's, like I said, the turn meter controls. So let's go back at the preset. So like I said, Sissia open with this and then priority the A3. The reason why I put the priority A3 is because she always likes to prioritize the A2, even though there's no HP burn there. So in case something happens and people die and you need the HP burn to go as soon as possible, you know, in case the spider gets a turn, both of the allures die if the spider gets a turn. So you want Sissia to come back to the HP burn as soon as possible. So that's why I make open and then prioritize this one. Then Akoth, like I said, the first priority the HP burn, then the second one this AoE, because, you know, AoE stun set, maybe stun some of the spiderlings. Both of the allures only use the A1. This is my one with the random allures. This is my fast allure that I use in Fire Knight, and for the sake of the Dark Fae, because of, like, you know, crazy high speed and high accuracy and 100% crit rate, obviously, so she lands the debuff. And A-check I just made prioritize the A3, and that's about it. I'm quite sure, honestly, you know, let's just test it out. I'm quite sure this team should work on 20. It might not be perfect because on 20 A-check is wrong affinity. If you do not have an A-check, you could try and do the same thing with an Umbral, but A-check is better because, like I said, his passive boosts fills the turn meter of all allies by 10% every time an enemy under a freeze debuff gets a turn. So, you know, this helps us go forward. So because we don't have too much turn meter to push back on the main spider, at least we boost our turn meter with A-check's passive. It might work, like I said, with it might work with Umbral as well, but it might just be a little bit slower and might be trickier. But I guess, you know, I tested some other variations, but I'm quite sure most people... Oh my god, I keep losing my light. Oh god, technical difficulties, guys. This is what happens. But yeah, I'm quite sure most people have A-check. You know, if you're playing for a while and if you're trying to do something like this on stage 25, I'm quite sure you have most of these champions. Maybe you do not have Sissia, and that's quite complicated. And, you know, you might have only one allure, but you can build a skim foss, like I said, and that's what I'm debating to do tomorrow myself. Build a skim foss, and then, you know, that's gonna help us as well, because skim foss steals 100% of the turn meter on the A2, puts decreased speed on the A1. So that obviously that's one of the best. It has the best stuff that you need for the sake of spider. But yeah, this one works even better on 20 because, you know what, the turn meter control is not mitigated up until stage 20, only from 21 to 25. Let's have a quick look at those builds. So like I said, Sissia, she was in a Relentless. I didn't really like it, so just removed the piece and just straight up swapped. These are her stats. You want her to go to be slower than the A-check and slower than the Akoth, because she should go after them, so the freeze lands, HP burn lands, and she can explode. Obviously, have decent enough accuracy to land the debuffs and explode the debuffs. A-check random sets, speed and accuracy. Like, this accuracy is overkill, you don't need this, just need like 250, and then maybe give them survivability. Akoth, like I said, in a stun set and then survivable, 200 speed, 320, like lots of survivability stats. Then my two allures are just straight up random sets with speed and fast. They have 100% crit rate, accuracy, and some crit damage and like fast speed. Like I said, she's the finite one. This is the other one that I use for the sake of the Dark Fave with my team. Again, 99% crit rate. This should have been 100. I have no idea what the hell I did, but yeah, you kind of need 100% because otherwise she's not gonna land it. Fast as well, and again with the accuracy. So other options that you can use for the sake of this team is, obviously if you had a Kaimar, everything would be easier, but that's what I'm showcasing, that I don't have a Kaimar for the sake of the reset, and it still goes really fast. If you had a Kaimar, the time might be halved, because you would have Cisia explode, Kaimar reset, explode again, and job done, you know. That's the way that it would go if I had a Kaimar. Funny enough, guess what? Tomorrow there's a 10x Kaimar going on, so in case you don't have a Kaimar and you always want it, maybe try and pull. I'm still debating if I'm gonna pull myself or not. For the sake of the HP burn, for example, you have what is it, Tyrant as well. You have Tyrant takes more, you know, just in case you don't have ACOS, which should be impossible, but you know, if you don't have ACOS, there's Tyrant that also does a HP burn, in case it doesn't work for you and it's, you know, it's not reliable enough. If you might have a Duchess, bring her for the sake of survivability. You might have a Helicath that you've done for the fusion, just bring him in the same build for the sake of this block damage. However, the problem with him is every time he gets attacked, somebody has block damage, gets attacked, he counterattacks. So, you know, it can be, it can take a while if he does all of those counterattacks. But, you know, at least there are options. For the sake of other HP burns in here, there's not any other ones. There's not too much turn meter control. But there's Camphos, like I said. On the A1 he does decrease speed and then has a chance to decrease the turn meter on the A1. It's pretty small, but you know, it's good enough. On the A2, this is the one that's really important. You know, it does AoE decrease attack, which is amazing. If in case you're gonna take the hits from the main spider, from the spiderlings, you can tank them. By having decreased attack on them, it's gonna be a lot easier to do that. Also, he transfers all the debuffs in case he has any debuffs on himself. He transfers them to the wait, let me read that again. After attacking, transfers all debuffs. Okay, yeah, so he basically transfers, if there's poisons on other champions in your team, he transfers all of those to yourself. And the reason why he does that is because of his passive. He just keeps healing for all the debuffs that he has in there, and if there's more than 4, he gives himself increased attack and increased crit rate. But the A3 is the one that I said, it goes down to a 3-turn cooldown and it's booked. Transfers all debuffs from himself. So if he does the A2 and brings all the debuffs on himself, he transfers them all on the target, which will be the main spider, and then steals 100% of the turn meter. On stages 21 to 25, it's not going to be 100%, it's going to be 50%, but still, that's a solid turn meter manipulation. You know, combine that with Achak, I'm quite sure it might even work with him and no allures in there, you know. And it's like, yeah, he has to crit, so just give him 100% crit rate, and that's about it. Anybody else? I don't think there's anybody else that you could use. Maybe, like I said, Umbral, you could use her for the sake of the A3. Just make her 151 speed and with the right accuracy, and that's about it. Use her A3 to provoke the spiderlings, and then you're good to go. Anything else? Let me see. Not really. There was another one that does freeze, but only when Houndspawn is in the same team. Like Hell Hades has showed this during the faction games. Obviously, if you have no other option and you're desperate to do it, you're gonna try with this one. But yeah, these are obviously most of the good options are in the legendary and the epic categories. But this is gonna be it for the video today, guys, because it's gone for quite a while. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this is helpful for you. Remember, do it tomorrow. Do not do it today. Do not waste your energy today. Use it tomorrow. Combine it with the CVC so you can easily get CVC points at the same time, and you can finish this at the same time. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.